Hello again, everybody! Zack is here with my WWE Raw review for tonight. Monday, January 21st, 2013. Of course, the last Raw before the Royal Rumble this Sunday. Now, last week, if you saw my review last week, I kind of ranted a lot about last week's Raw being a minor disappointment about it not honoring the 20th anniversary good enough. Plus, the build-up for the Rumble has been kind of weak. I said that not only in my review last week, but my attack line earlier today. But my thoughts on tonight's Raw, heading towards the Royal Rumble, with the lack of build-up and lack of competitors besides like 10. It was okay. The ending was kind of good. It was kind of weird seeing The Rock not dominate the ending again this week. But it's kind of cool to see other people take it, even though Cena had to take the final slot. But anyway, it was okay wrestling. Got some few little squashes here and there. But heading towards the Rumble, who knows what will happen this Sunday? It'll be okay. Pay-per-view should be good. The build was weak until now. It was when they really needed to build up the Rumble the most tonight, they did okay with it. So they made up for the lack of momentum for the last couple weeks, lack of build up last couple weeks. At least they kind of made up for it tonight. And I do mean kind of. We're kicking it off with Vicky Guerrero and Paul Heyman. Of course, two of the biggest people that got made fun of by The Rock last week during the Rock concert. Now, Rock concert in my mind was funny looking back on it. Rock concert was kind of funny last week, but the other Rock concerts we made fun of. Like I've said throughout the attack line in last week's Raw, Rock and Punk's feud has not been built up properly. You know, we've only given 3 weeks to really build it up. You know, like Rock and Cena had a lot of time to be built up because it was once a Mania match. You know, the match was made in April, and it was scattered throughout the year. And, of course, Rock finally came back full time to dominate the feud. The feud got way big build-up. But with this feud, Punk and Rock, the match was made in April, in August, July, during Raw 1000. And not much happened until, because Punk did mention Rock a lot, but the feud didn't really reignite until 2 weeks ago during Rock's promo. And it wasn't the best. It was still a decent promo, but not as good as I've seen in the past. But like I said, last week's Rock concert, ending was okay. It should have been a lot better executed. But like I said about that, the build's not been the best, but it kind of made up for it tonight. But anyway, Vicky and Paul were complaining about The Rock making fun of them last week during the Rock concert, with Paul Heyman giving a Heartbreak Hotel parody to him being a walrus, cuckoo, cuckoo, and Vicky Guerrero being made fun of by the nonetheless funny parody of Wonderful Tonight, Terrible Tonight by Eric Clapton. And Vicky said, Rock is here. He's in San Jose. He saw a lot of San Francisco signs, because I like the Keep 'em Nick's the best in the world sign. Anyway, Vicky's like, yeah, Rock's here in San Jose, but he's not going to be in the building. Rock is banned from the building tonight. And we would see throughout the evening, Rock would interact with the cops a lot. It was kind of funny segments involving the cops, so making fun of Vicky and Paul Heyman, Twinkie Tits. And Rock says no matter what, he will try to get in the building. And of course, Vicky left with, if you smell what the Vic is cooking. Rock did try to get in the building. And of course, as we would see, he did, with a little help from a cop. But till then, on with action. We had the Beat the Clock Challenge tonight. We had 3 matches with 6 men. The winner of the Beat the Clock Challenge, the man who wins in the fastest amount of time in their match, would be able to pick any number. Well, that's what we thought, but pick a number. Pick a number to enter the Royal Rumble with. We began with Randy Orton taking on Antonio Cesaro, the reigning United States champion. The Miz against Cesaro. Anyway, Orton Cesaro, decent matchup to kick off the Raw event. Cesaro did try to get the advantage early on, but indeed it was Randy Orton, the Viper, hearing voices in his head to indeed RKO the hell out of Cesaro after the DDT on the middle up and a 1-2-3 victory in 11 minutes. I think it was like 11 minutes and like 11 minutes, 34 seconds, I think it was. I gotta double check that. But Randy Orton led with the time of that. That was, of course, the time to beat for our next Beat the Clock match. And I kind of thought 1 Beat the Clock match per hour, since there's 3 of them. It is a 3-hour Raw. And indeed, that's what happened. There was a Beat the Clock match every hour. So the 8 o'clock match was Randy Orton taking on Antonio Cesaro. It was 11:36. And Cesaro looked okay against Orton, being on the big star, but Cesaro looked very good. But of course, in the end, end up with the DDT in the middle. And of course, actually, he tried a DDT, but of course, Cesaro countered it. And of course, Orton got the RKO, like out of nowhere. Like Cesaro was dominant, but then Orton pulled down RKO straight out of nowhere with a 1-2-3 victory for Randy Orton with the time to beat 11 minutes 36 seconds. Now on to our next match. Not even a match, kind of a squasher. As the Big Show beat the crap out of my man, woo woo woo, you know it, Zack Ryder in record time. I was like, man, I saw Zack Ryder coming out. I was like, man, he's going to lose again. Boy, was I right, and then some. What was it, 10 seconds? Like Big Show, Zack Ryder came in. Woo woo, bang! Knockout punch, 1, 2, 3. Victory for Big Show. Momentum towards his match with Alberto Del Rio this Sunday at the Rumble, which is now turned into a last man standing match. The match that Alberto did beat the Big Show at 2 weeks ago to win the World Championship on SmackDown. And of course, Big Show was delivering his own 1, 2, counting down Zack, because Zack was knocked out, saying, Alberto, this is what's going to happen to you at the Rumble. You be knocked out, you can't get out to the count of 10. Well, Big Show didn't finish because he was getting wanted by the crowd. What? It's still 11 years, about 12 years since Austin started that what chant, and people are still doing the what. And also during that match, we saw busting it again, Brad Maddox. Is he ever going to be leaving? He doesn't even work for the company officially, as we know of. But he's been coming as a wrestler. He was even commentating a little bit with Michael Cole and King doing the Big Show, Zack Ryder segment, not a match. But anyway, even Heyman wants to be on his side, even though we all know that Heyman is behind Maddox and behind the Shield. And of course, the Shield, we would see them later on tonight do their justice work, as they would claim. We saw a clip from them as well. They've been attacking everybody. You know, Ryback and all of them. Orton, Team Hell No. So, let's see what the brand of justice will deliver tonight. Speaking of Goldberg, Ryback. Another squasher following the Big Show Zack Ryder match. It was Ryback taking on Heath Slater, one member of the 3MB. The other 2 members went ringside. Heath did jump on Sheamus. Yes, sorry. Mind fought. Ryback. Anyway, Heath Slater beat the crap out of Ryback early on. But like everybody else, Heath Slater got the meat hook clotheslines. Even Heath Slater's partners in crime, Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, also got a meat hook clothesline for their troubles. And of course, he got the big shell shock and 1, 2, 3 victory for Ryback. Now Ryback saying he is going to be in the Royal Rumble this Sunday. I smell the Shield will get involved one way or another. Either Shield will be in the match or interfere in the match and eliminate Ryback to prevent him from winning the Rumble and going on to WrestleMania to take on Punk as Ryback's dream, and Punk ends up beating The Rock this Sunday. Speaking of Punk, our next segment, which involved CM Punk delivering his own little pipe bomb on The Rock tonight. With The Rock still outside the building. We would see him, of course, try to get in, but till then we had Rock still outside the building. As Punk delivered his thing that at 421 days he's been the man. He won't let anyone take the belt from The Rock. And Rock is there to entertain the people. Punk is there for one reason only. To come in, kick ass, take names, and become the WWE champion, not the people's champ. And he had a choice between hypocrisy and arrogant truth. Rock chose the people, and Punk chose his title, and of course the ego that goes along with it. He is on the right to be champion. Of course, Punk said basically, Rock, there's no way, and the Punk means no way. Rock said earlier, and the Rock means no way. The Punk means no way that the Rock will walk out the champion, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm a big Punk guy. You know, I've seen my videos ever since my very first pay-per-view review, Money in the Bank 2011, when Punk won the WWE Championship the first time during this whole thing, this whole pipe bomb explosion. I've been a big Punk mark, and I like him. He still delivers decent promos. You know, this promo tonight was pretty decent tonight. But I'm sick and tired of him as champion. You know, I like him, but it's like, he's been champion for a year. In this day and age, people likes to see things fast. You know, you can't have a 4-year champion, let alone a 6-year champion. Bob Backlund was a 6-year champion. By the way, Bob Backlund, named tonight, newest member of the WWE Hall of Fame, class of 2013, was announced tonight. I heard rumors about Bob Backlund too. So Bob Backlund and Mick Foley are going in the Hall of Fame. Anyway, I had to mention that. When I was mentioning Punk, you can't have 3-year champions anymore. I don't see them as champion for a year, but people get sick of things quickly, you know. They all say January flavor of the month is the Rock. Well, Punk was many flavors of many months, and now it's time for someone else to move along, even if it is the Rock, being a part-timer and all. So, as much as I like Punk, I want Punk to lose the title to any. I don't care if it's the Rock. I just want Punk to lose the title. I just want Punk to start fresh and try to come back from losing, because he hasn't lost the title yet. So, I want to see how the old saying goes. It's not what comes of the man when he's on top. It's what the man does in the face of defeat. So I want to see what Punk does when and if he ends up losing the WWE Championship. We saw what Cena does when he loses the WWE Championship. See what Punk does. But there you go. Punk delivers a decent promo. And I like him though, but like I said, in this day and age, things go fast and people get sick of things quickly. And you being a 1-year champion, you know, people get sick of things quickly than in the past. You know, everyone wouldn't mind a 4-year champion, but in this day and age, people get sick of things very quickly. So that's why I think Punk should lose the title soon. I don't care if it's The Rock or not. Now, but hopefully, if he does lose it, hope he doesn't lose it to John Cena. Anyway, on to our next match. Next, Beat the Clock match, which involved Mr. Money in the Bank guy who needs to cash it in soon. Man, he's been holding it on since July and he hasn't cashed it in yet. He has many opportunities to do so, even at one that Cena screwed him on. Hopefully he cashes in soon. Maybe he'll cash it in at the Rumble. But anyway, Dolph Ziggler. I think that's his best opportunity. You know, it's the last man standing match for the one title. I have been wrong on predictions lately. I've predicted a lot of things. I've been wrong on them. But I predict Dolph Ziggler, despite being in the Rumble, will cash in Money in the Bank this Sunday on whoever wins the last man standing match. Hopefully. That's my prediction. Hope I'm right. I've been wrong lately. I've been right on some, wrong on some as of late, but hopefully I'm right on this prediction about Ziggler cashing in Money in the Bank. Hopefully WWE doesn't fuck it up. Anyway, on to the next match. Like I said, Ziggler in his Beat the Clock challenge, ready to beat the 11 minutes, 36 seconds of Randy Orton as Dolph Ziggler took on The Miz. A pretty good matchup. Pretty exciting matchup. These two guys are very athletic athletes and also great on the mic as well. It's weird to see Miz's face. And great counters on near falls with counter crew. A very fast-paced matchup. But like every one of Dolph's recent matches, Biggie Langston and AJ both got involved big time in this matchup. As Miz was on a roll, delivering on the big moves, including using the figure 4 leg lock following his encounter with Ric Flair last week. AJ distracted the referee, and Biggie Langston pulled Ziggler to the ropes so Miz could break the hold. And then after that, Miz was distracted by Biggie Langston. He was trying not to get at Biggie Langston, but despite his efforts, Miz ran into a zigzag and a 1-2-3 victory from Dolph Ziggler in 10 minutes and 56 seconds. So Dolph Ziggler has the time to beat, and we would see who else would beat it. Of course, the last Beat the Clock match would end up being Wade Barrett taking on Sheamus. We'll see if any of them would beat the clock. Or will Dolph be able to choose his number for the Royal Rumble? Now on to our management graduation ceremony. Speaking of things that are getting old quickly, after 6 months of this, but it's kind of fun still. Daniel Bryan and Kane. We saw, of course, last week Dr. Shelby returned to do the evaluation. Well, this week is all about the graduation, using pomp and circumstance. Macho Man's team, of course. They came out with their little gaps. They don't look like real gowns, though. You know, they weren't really. Basically, what Kane and Daniel Bryan was wearing was basically black garbage bags with zippers. That's what I thought. You know, they weren't really actual cap and gowns. They look, like I said, they look like black garbage bags turned into a suit with a zipper on it. So, anyway, Kane and Daniel Bryan came out. They're arguing about who's the valedictorian, who should speak, blah, 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 blah. But then they decided to have a hug out. That's how this whole thing kind of started, the whole hug thing. Even Jerry King Lawler co-hugged. It was like worldwide hug day, basically. And everybody in the arena hugged, and so they applied, and also Dr. Shelby. And during the commercial break on WWE Active, which I used very much a lot tonight, although I did fuck up during the Sheamus Wade Barrett match, they didn't show during the commercial break of doing Wade Barrett and Sheamus match. They didn't show Sheamus and Wade Barrett during the break on the WWE Active app. Instead, they showed Austin reliving Austin winning the Royal Rumble 98. Hope that we apologizes for that they aired the wrong clip when they should have aired Sheamus and Wade Barrett during commercial on the WWE Active app. Anyway, on the WWE Active app during commercial after the Daniel Bryan Kane thing, we did see World Scholars during commercial on the app come out and try to ruin the celebration. But indeed got beat up by Team Hell No following calling Shelby a crack. That was, of course, another stress trigger after we saw Dr. Phil being a trigger for his angle last week. So there you go. That's what happened during Raw Active. Now, on with our next order of business, which was a Divas match involving the new Divas champion, Caitlyn, taking on Alicia Fox. Of course, I'm hearing a lot of things about Caitlyn defending the title on Sunday. We don't know who. Maybe Tamina. She was watching backstage. But a typical Divas match. Alicia had the advantage early on, but of course, Caitlyn came back with a spear. Gore, whore. And I was like, wouldn't say it, because people would say Caitlyn's a whore. Anyway, Caitlyn got the victory. Of course, non-title. Typical Divas match. Blah, 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 blah. Let's move on to Paul Heyman when he delivers Paul Bomb, as you would call it. As Punk was watching from the skybox, Paul Heyman was saying that I'm going to tell you what Punk did, what Punk said about Rock tonight in simple English, in not smart terms, saying that The Rock is Vince McMahon's flavor of the month, like I mentioned when I was talking about Punk and his long reign as champion, which I don't give him credit for, but it's just getting a little old to me. I think many others agree. I like Punk, but it's just, he just needs to lose and come back from it. You know, he needs something fresh, in my mind. Anyway, say that, of course, Vince McMahon's been trying his best to try to get anybody and everybody to beat up CM Punk, to make Punk lose the WWE Championship. And like Paul said, Rock is Vince's pick of the month to take on Punk and try to beat him. Of course, we see Ryback try, everybody else tried, and failed. We'll see if Rock would. But as, of course, Paul was laying down the law of the Rock, like I mentioned, throughout the evening, trying to get in after the cops prevented him from getting in, with Vicky Guerrero saying he'll get arrested if he did. Well, Rock did get in the arena with the ticket that the cop gave, and there was a segment with the cop saying, hey, Rock, I have a ticket, but I'm not in there because I'm doing this job. So Rock apparently took the ticket from the cop, that's the storyline, and he got in with the ticket. So there you go. Rock sent Paul Heyman to the back and talked this smack to CM Punk, saying that he applauds Punk for being a badass. He applauds Punk for being a long-way champion. But of course, Rock says it doesn't take away from the fact that this Sunday, I will be the WWE Champion again. I have a dream like Martin Luther King did. Of course, it was MLK and all. Now, I have a dream of being a WWE Champion again. And I promise, he didn't guarantee like he did one time. He did guarantee a WWE Championship win. But he promised that he would deliver. And he would indeed be the WWE Champion. And that tonight was the last night of Punk being champion. And that next week we will all be free at last. Thank God, my word. We'll be free at last from CM Punk's greatest champion. As Rock said, smell what the Rock is cooking. Rock standing in the ring. Lights went out. Didn't think this would happen in a million years, but should have guessed with Punk. And this whole conspiracy theory is going on with whether or not the Shield is involved with Punk. Well, if you think Shield's not associated with Punk, well, here's more proof for you. Lights went out as Rock was standing in the ring. The Shield came out, beat the crap out of the Rock. Rock did try to fight back, but indeed the numbers were too much for the Rock as the Shield beat up the Rock, delivered the triple power bomb on him, and left him laying with blood coming out of his mouth. And after that incident, Vince McMahon came out later on in the evening backstage and declared that if the Shield were to get involved in Punk's match against the Rock this Sunday, they will be forcing Punk to strip of the WWE Championship. Shield interferes, Punk loses the title. that could be a segue to a possible Brock Lesnar interference. Lesnar's not really technically left the company yet, but there you go. Maybe with the Shield banned from interfering, Punk's sake can go alone, but we think Brock Lesnar may get involved in the one would make his return. Now on to the final Beat the Clock Challenge. Sheamus against Wade Barrett. Of course, I mentioned WWE Active made a mistake by not airing what happened during the break with Sheamus and Barrett, but it was a decent matchup for what it was. Of course, a time of 10 minutes and 56 seconds by Dolph Ziggler was the time to beat. And Wade Barrett was on the advantage most of the matchup in a decent matchup for what it was, a Beat the Clock match. Well, of course, as Barrett beat the crap out of Sheamus most of the matchup, including delivering blows on an injured elbow. Sheamus, of course, made the comeback within the 5-minute mark, as of course delivered white noise in about a minute and a half left. With Barrett down with the white noise, Sheamus ready to deliver the brogue kick, but that's when Dolph Ziggler came out, and AJ distracted Sheamus for just a few seconds for Wade Barrett to come out to deliver the winds of change and be able to recover the pin Sheamus. But of course, with 10 seconds, I kind of predicted this to myself, and I was right. Sheamus was going to get up, deliver the brogue kick at like 5 seconds left, in like 2 seconds, try to pin, but lose. That's what happened. 10 seconds left, Sheamus goes for the brogue kick at 5 seconds. 5, 4, Barrett down, tries to pin 2. Ding, ding, ding. Sheamus didn't have enough time to pin Barrett following the brogue kick. That meant that Dolph Ziggler would be the guy to pick his own number for the Royal Rumble this Sunday. He was happily celebrating, but unfortunately, managing supervisor Vicky, who still has a vendetta over Dolph, over breaking up with her business-wise and personal-wise, kind of like McMahon's vendetta against Punk, Vicky has a vendetta against Dolph. It said, Dolph, yeah, Dolph, you get to pick a number for the Rumble, but not the number you're thinking of. You get to pick between number 1 or number 2. So Dolph gets the low ball on that. But I've seen it before. We all seen it before. That at number 1, people have been number 1 and 2 seem to be unlucky. But Shawn Michaels did it at number 1. Chris Benoit did it as well. But of course, nobody bleeps it. They don't mention Benoit, of course, for what he did. So Shawn and Benoit did it at number 1. They won, picking number 1. Rey Mysterio, the last guy to pick one of the early numbers to win it. He was number 3, number 2, in 2006, and he won it. So even though luck's on Ziggler's side, being number 1 or 2, it has happened before that people have been number 1 and number 2 and won the Rumble. So we'll see if Ziggler can do that this Sunday, even if he hopefully will cash in Money in the Bank. Anyway, after that, with our next matchup, which involved Alberto Del Rio taking on Tenzai. Tenzai tried his best to beat up Alberto in the early going, but indeed, Alberto came back strong with, of course, the insecurity kicks and a moonsault to end it. Not the crossover maker, must have a new finisher. 1, 2, 3 victory for Alberto Del Rio. Setting a statement to the Big Show, going towards their last man standing match this Sunday for the World Title of the Rumble. And even counted down Tenzai in Spanish. What he say? Big Show, you think you're going to count me down the 10 and win the title? I'm going to count you out in Spanish. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big Show could lose this Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, Royal Rumble Sunday. We got Super Bowl Sunday, Ravens against the 49ers. Of course, it was in California tonight. They're all celebrating about 49ers. Brother versus brother. Harbaugh Bowl. Cena saying this Sunday is not Super Bowl Sunday. It's not just any other Sunday where you can just kick back and relax. Of course, Cena came out to address the WWE Universe to end Raw tonight. Cena's like, backstage, Cena was like, I have a big ego. I don't like the fact that Rock's been ending Raw lately. I need to end Raw. Rock's not the biggest star. I am. Blah, 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 blah. That's what I think. Cena's ego got the best of him this week. That Cena got the end Raw this week, not the Rock. Rock got laid out. So, I'm going to take over. Anyway, that's what my opinion about backstage politics. Anyway, Cena came out dressing the WWE Universe, saying basically this Sunday, I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble. And that statement made everybody else come out saying, no, I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble. We saw Randy Orton come out, Sheamus come out, part-time players come out, Miz come out, and then we saw the entire locker room filling out. Primo Epico, Brodus Clay, Ryback, probably Dolph came out for that. We had like a mini battle, mini Royal Rumble. 3B came out. We had like a mini battle royal, little bit of a preview for the Royal Rumble with people beating each other up, throwing each other on the top rope. That's how we end Raw, with a little preview of the Rumble, with everybody beating up each other in the ring and tossing each other off the top rope. So at least the ending was kind of cool, with kind of a preview. I think it's always been that way. That Raw always ends the week before the Rumble. It always ends with people having a big mini Rumble in the ring. So there you go. We'll see what happens this Sunday in the Rumble. Will Brock Lesnar interfere? Will Punk retain? Will Rock win? Who will win the Rumble? My pick to win the Rumble. If he doesn't, or does, if he doesn't cash Money in the Bank for whatever reason, my pick's Dolph Ziggler to win the Royal Rumble this Sunday. That's my opinion. I hope Cena doesn't win. I know there's a lot of rumors Cena's going to win Sunday, and Rock may win the Rumble match, and the title match, and beat Cena, face Cena in Mania, but I hope that doesn't happen. That's what I've been hearing from a lot of spoilers, that they're saying that possibility about Rock and Cena 2 at WrestleMania for the title, so we'll see if that comes to fruition. Hopefully it doesn't. If it does, hopefully Rock wins. I don't want Cena to win, even though Rock's a part-timer. Anyway, of course, we'll see what happens on the Rumble. And on Raw next week in Vegas, Raw Roulette returns. And who will be champion? We'll find out at the Rumble. We don't know the pre-show match yet. Is there even going to be a pre-show match? Probably not, because everybody's in the Rumble. That is it for the Attack Line, for the, not the Attack Line, but WWE Raw review for the night. We don't know much people for the Rumble still, but we'll find out more. And of course, Bob Backlund, second name for the WWE Hall of Fame. Could be Bam Bam Bigelow next, King Kong Bundy, or DX. Who's going to headline it? Mick Foley could be the headliner, but some say DX could headline it. The Hall of Fame. So there you go. That is it for my Raw review. Thank you all very much for watching. Not much ranting tonight like last week. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zack. See you, everybody. Thank you very much. Yeah. Have a good night. Happy MLK Day again. Yeah.